Namaste, my dear friends, my dear gods, and my dear masters. Every day in 21 ITP, we are looking into the alpha concepts. We saw so many laws in the previous session. Today, one of the most beautiful, profound law, one of the most important law we are going to discuss about is law of attachment. If there is one law where you need to be very careful about is the law of attachment after law of karma. Attach, detach. Attach, detach. Where is it happening? It is exactly happening in our mind. We attach to an object, we get attached to a person, we get attached to a place, we get attached to an habit, we get attached to a book, we get attached to a pattern, we get attached to the results. But who is getting attached? It's not the body, it's not the soul, it's not the intellect, but it is manas. There is a mind. When we vacate the body, the etheric body will have all the attachments and desires unfulfilled. It cannot go back to the higher worlds. It will wander here. The astral body will wander here. If you want to go higher after you vacate the body, there should not be any attachments in the mind. Attachments will give you a sense of restrictions or limitations. If you are attached to a person, you try to possess, you try to limit them, you try to restrict them. Why? Because attachment breeds a lot of fear. Non-attachment doesn't mean lack of care. Non-attachment means freedom. If you want to experience more freedom in life, you should never get attached to anything. When you have fear of loss, the attachment becomes much more stronger. You become like a Fevicol. Fear of missing opportunity, fear of loss. Then you become too much attached to anything. In order to understand what is exactly attachment, we must understand the science behind attachment and detachment. Suppose you meet a person, you talk for many hours, but when the person leaves, you should remove everything from the head and be in that present moment. If we carry anything in the mind, or when we suffer in the absence of a person, that is attachment, not spending with them. If you love to drive a car for the whole day, drive. But if you suffer when there is no car, that is attachment. If you like Facebook, go, spend time, post photos, watch everybody's videos. But when you close it, it should close here. Physically, you're out, but mentally, the mind is still thinking about it, wanting it. That is attachment. We must learn to detach. Then you get a lot of peace and contentment. If you don't have attachment, you are living in this moment. Out of sight is out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. If you follow this, then you are always in detachment. Attachment will give you suffering. If somebody say, I have suffering in life, the root cause is attachment. Why? The root cause of attachment is fear, possession. If you are suffering because of anything, it is equal to attachment. If there is no attachment, there is no suffering. You don't hold to anything. Attachment means carrying a lot of load, holding on to something because of fear. When you have attachment, you create a lot of expectations from others. And when the expectations will naturally lead to suffering. The least expectations you have, you will never get disappointed. Having non-attachment, you give freedom to yourself. You give freedom to everybody. But how are we going to practice non-attachment? How are we going to achieve detachment? It is only possible when you open the mind, open the eyes, live in mindfulness. When you close the eyes, be in meditation. Meditation and mindfulness will help you to detach from everything and attach to the happiness. If you live in non-attachment, your personal growth and spiritual development both grows. When I stepped into Singapore, I forgot everything else. But from there, when I went to Malaysia, I forgot Singapore. When I stepped out of Malaysia, I forgot Malaysia. Wherever you are, be there. Whomever you are, be with them. Whatever work you have, be with that work. And once it is over, physically, mentally, emotionally, it should go away from your head, body. That is detachment. Why do we need to follow? It would be good, right? Thinking about others, emotionally getting bondage. You can do that, but you will never be able to live in the present moment. The word present moment has a present. It has a gift for you. The nature gives you a lot of gifts if you live in this moment. If you are attached to a thing, you can never appreciate its value because all the time you are trying to secure it, not to experience it. I go to the electronic shops sometimes. I see all the gadgets. I go for an experience and then I get satisfied and I come out, it goes out of my head. I ensure nothing sits here. Most of the time, all that we need is experience, not holding anything. All the time, I have seen this. After the first experience, the reality comes out. If you are living with non attachment, it can lead to a greater empathy and compassion. I have told about this word empathy. Replace sympathy in your life with empathy. Sympathy and empathy, both the places we help others, but in sympathy, we take the Xerox copy of others' karma into our etheric body. Compassion towards children, compassion towards animal kingdom. This can be highly developed if you live in non-attachment. In order to come out of attachments, first you should recognize what attachments do I have. Do I have any special attachment towards my car, towards my bike, towards my mobile phone, towards the house? One of the biggest attachment is own house. It will cloud your judgments. You won't be able to see things as they are because the fear clouds you. It's not about running away from life. You have to understand how attachment works, where it works. If we live with non-attachment, we live in the present moment. Let me tell you a story. There lived a great musician called Ravi. He's a great sitar player. One sage came to the town and gifted a very magical and beautiful sitar to Ravi. Ravi took the sitar. The moment he started playing, the sound, the music it produced, it was really magical. Very soon, he became very popular. So many people came to see his sitar and want to listen to this music. Soon or later, Ravi started to play only in that magical sitar and ignored all his other sitars because he truly believed it is magical. There's something special. When the time went away, Ravi stopped teaching his children, students, because he is afraid they might come and touch his magical sitar. He was very possessive. He will never allow anybody to touch. One day, Ravi was traveling in a boat. There was a big storm, and the sitar fell in the river. Sitar broke. Ravi's heart broke. Ravi went into depression. A wise man in the town looked at Ravi. Then he understood his problem. He went to the Ravi and asked, "Hey, I'm looking at you. What happened?" He said, "My sitar is gone. I could see a lot of sitars here. Why don't you take one and play?" "No, my magical sitar is gone. You don't understand." He said, "What is so special about it?" He said, "It is very magical. The moment you touch them, great music comes out of it." The wise man understood that Ravi is too much attached to one instrument, which he believed it is magical. He told, it is the musician who is important, not the music, because the musician is the one who creates music. He told Ravi, take up another sitar and start playing. Initially, he struggled, but later he could produce much more great music. Then he realized it is his musician which is inside is more important than the instrument. Then he understood that over time, he has created a great attachment towards one musical instrument And when it is not there, he stopped playing, and also he stopped teaching, and also he stopped enjoying music. This is how he realized how attachment worked. Let me tell you one more story. There's a guy called Krishna who makes beautiful potteries. One day he made a beautiful pottery. He designed it so well, focused. It is one among the best potteries he had made in the life. He kept it on the top of the rack. And people asked, they want that. He said, no, this is not for sale. That is my favorite and the best pottery. I will never sell that. Next day morning, small earthquake came and the pottery fell down. His own favorite pottery, it broke. The heart of the pottery man, Krishna, broke. A wise man looked at it and said, what happened? Nowadays, whatever potteries you are making, it's not so beautiful. He said, my best of the best pottery broken. And the wise man said, you are a pottery maker. Why don't you reproduce one? Remove what happened. Past is past. Past is past. Past is past. And something troubles you from the past, what you need to tell? Past is past. Open your mouth and say, past is past. Your mind gets cleared so much. Then he makes a fresh pottery and it is much more beautiful than what got broken. When something from the past troubles you, tell yourself past is past so that the chapter ends and then the new energy is reborn. So Krishna realizes his attachment towards one pottery, and when he loses it, he lost interest in life. And everything thereon, whatever he does, the quality and his full potential was not coming out. When we come out of the attachment, we start living in the present moment. When we come out of the attachment, we embrace life. When we come out of the attachment, we live in the present moment. We need to get detached from people, situations, problems, places. You need to immediately jump into the next experience. Then your life will be much richer. Thank you, my dear friends.